Look at any major city today: Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore. The air is thick. For decades, India has been suffocating under the weight of its own growth. We needed a miracle. We needed clean air. Enter the electric vehicle, the ultimate promise of a green, silent, and clean future. The government heavily subsidized them, politicians promoted them, and the media hailed them as the ultimate solution. But if you look past the shiny advertisements, the truth about India's EV revolution is much more complicated. It is a story of hidden cost, geopolitical traps, and a completely different kind of revolution than the West. Welcome to the complete truth about Indian EVs. When the West talks about the EV revolution, they talk about Tesla, they talk about luxury cars. But India is not the West. In India, the revolution does not have four wheels, it has two. Over 90% of electric vehicles sold in India are scooters and three-wheeler rickshaws. Why? Because of pure economics. For a middle-class Indian, an EV scooter makes mathematical sense. The upfront cost is matched by massive savings on expensive petrol. This boom is fueled by the gig economy. Swiggy, Zomato, Zepto. Delivery riders are the true pioneers of India's EV shift. Companies like Ola, Ather, and TVS capitalized on this. But this rapid growth brought its own set of terrifying problems. Rushed manufacturing and extreme Indian summers led to a wave of horrifying battery fires, shaking consumer trust. While scooters are booming, electric cars are struggling to break into the Indian mainstream. The biggest barrier? Price. The average Indian car buyer is incredibly price sensitive. An electric car costs almost 40% more than its petrol equivalent. For most families, that math simply does not work. And then there is a great Indian anxiety: range and infrastructure. Unlike the US or Europe, most Indians do not have private garages to charge their cars overnight. We live in dense apartments. Public fast chargers are rare, often broken or occupied. Taking an EV on a long highway road trip in India is still a massive gamble. But the biggest secret of India's EV revolution isn't on the roads, it is hidden inside the battery. India wants to be self-reliant. Make in India is the slogan, but an EV is just a computer on wheels, powered by lithium. And India barely has any refined lithium. So, where do the batteries come from? China. China controls over 70% of the world's battery supply chain. They mine it, they refine it, and they build the cells. Many Indian EVs are simply assembling Chinese parts. Every electric vehicle sold in India indirectly sends money back to Beijing. To truly win the EV race, India doesn't just need car factories. It needs to master the incredibly difficult science of chemical refining. Finally, we must ask the most uncomfortable question of all. Are EVs in India actually green? An electric car produces zero tailpipe emissions. The air in our cities will definitely get cleaner. But electricity doesn't come from magic. It comes from the grid. And in India, over 70% of our electricity comes from burning coal. When you plug your green EV into the wall in India, you are largely powering it with fossil fuels burned hundreds of kilometers away. We are not eliminating emissions, we are just moving them from the city tailpipe to the rural power plant. Furthermore, mining the materials for these batteries, lithium, cobalt, nickel, is incredibly destructive to the earth. The truth is, the EV revolution is not a magic wand. It is a messy, expensive, and complicated transition. India is building massive solar parks, finding its own lithium reserves, and slowly fixing the grid, but it will take decades. The electric vehicle isn't perfect today, But it is a necessary first step toward a future where India can finally breathe again. The revolution is real, but it's going to be a long, hard road.